Hey guys, it's Lacey here from Double L Corral. I'm gonna walk y'all out. This is Thursday the 6th. Don't hold me to that. Of July, but I'm gonna walk y'all down to the chicken coop because we had a storm last night and it kind of knocked the chicken coop over and we lost two of the chickens and they died, and then two of them got out, and luckily my mother-in-law found one of them. But I'm going to show y'all the damage of the coop. So this is the poor coop my daughter made. She worked really hard on it. But it knocked it over, sort of broke it. So we're just going to go get a chicken, actual chicken coop from like Tractor Supply or something like that tomorrow. But yeah, so it was kind of sad this morning. I'm going to let her talk to you too about death as part of being on the farm. We've had a few deaths here in the year that we've been here. We had her rabbit die. We do have rabbits. I forgot to show y'all that, and I will go in and show y'all the rabbits. We actually have 3, and then we have 2 more barn cats that are in the house. They're teeny tiny, so we gotta let them get a little bit bigger. But her first show rabbit that she had, it passed away, and then we had a puppy pass away, and then we just had one of her show goats. We had 3 goats, but one of them passed away, and then now the 2 chickens. So we've had more chickens die, but it was mainly because we thought we had them in a secure area, but Mr. Barn Kitty, which is our cat, and he just goes by Barn Kitty, found the chickens, and he probably had a friend in on it with him, but he had a nice little snack. So yeah, I'm gonna get Cherokee to talk to y'all about how she feels about death on the farm, and because she gets a lot more attached to the animals than I do or my husband does. I mean, from day one I told her her pig after show season that he was going to go in the freezer, and she still had issues with it. But she understands that that's what some animals are made for, are to feed the family, and any other meat was a pig or a cow from somebody else's farm. So yeah. What I also should talk about too, because this is death, is how the sun has basically killed my garden. I want to cry, but you know, it's my first garden season in Oklahoma, and me being in complete open area where there's really no shade. Now I know next year it's a learning experience for me. Next year we're gonna have to put some kind of shade cloth up. So but yeah, my zucchinis are still looking good. I'll turn you around here in a minute and I'll show you. My cucumbers are pretty much gone. My pepper plants look horrible. So I'm about to pull, like my pepper plants, I'll put them in a pot, because if you didn't know, pepper plants are perennials, and if you overwinter them, like take them in the house, or like we have the building behind us, I'll probably put them in, but they'll stay good all winter. So, but yeah, so I've had death in my garden too. So here's my sad cucumber plant and my squash. Yes, it has weeds. I'm a one-man show here, so I do the best I can. My beans had already, this was my potatoes that I turned over. And that is all my zucchini, so it's still doing good. There's Jojo. Jojo, that's one of the dogs that we have. Over here, this is a wild, crazy volunteer tomato plants. And then here's my peppers. I have some beets in there, some volunteer stuff too. So, all right, this is Cherokee, my daughter. You know how I was talking about earlier how the chicken coop got destroyed. So now I'm gonna let her put her perspective on what she feels like when there's death on the farm. So I told them that we lost Maggie Moo, which was our rabbit, your show rabbit. How did you feel about that? No, it's not. And Maggie was our first death, and she was sort of unexpected, so we didn't really know what was wrong with her or what happened. So she just, it doesn't matter what, the people's not going to care what your hair looks like. Anyways, and then who was next? Willow, the dog. She was next.
How did she count all the chickens the cat ate?
Yeah, I told them about Barn Kitty eating all the chickens. But Willow was our little pup that we got. She, we think, Jojo, Callie. Sorry, y'all, that's our doggies. They like to go over, our neighbor across the street has cattle, and they like to go in the pasture with him. So, Jojo. So we think Willow probably had parvo. We got her, and we had made a vet appointment, but we hadn't got her there yet, so she passed away. And then who was next? Fancy. Sorry about that. We had to get the dogs back in the yard, but Fancy just happened 2 weeks ago, and she was a bottle baby. She was a goat, and she was fine one day, and then the next day she didn't seem like herself. Like, she wasn't eating, she wasn't drinking, she wasn't like calling out for us or anything. And so our friends came over and gave her a B12 it's not a shot, but it's in their mouth, gel to give her like some energy, and it did help a little bit. She did perk up a little bit, but ultimately at 3 o'clock that night she passed away. So we don't really know what happened to her. I would say Fancy and Maggie Moo has been the two that's been the most hard on her, because you got to think, Fancy, I mean, she was feeding her bottle every 2 hours, and then, or every 4 hours, and then, I mean, she had a diaper and a onesie. That tells you what kind of pet mom she is. But then last night she was actually gone to FFA camp, and she just come home today, so I had to tell her about the chickens when I picked her up from FFA camp. She's okay with it because she knows we're going to Tractor Supply and getting her more. We've had a time with chickens. Everybody's like, oh, chickens are so easy. We have not had an easy time, have we, with trying to get chickens. And we were so proud because we got these chickens, they were getting big, and then the storm came. But now we know it's our infrastructure, and we're going to get the chicken coop from Tractor Supply, and hopefully that will house them long enough until I can build. I want to build like a chicken tractor where we can move it so they have more grass to move to every day, and then get like a premier fence where we can just let them, basically free range, but in a certain area so they don't just sit on one spot of ground. But does it make you sad when death happens?
Depends on how close.
Yeah. But it's a part of like Clyde, the pig. That's also a death that we had. You knew from day one, Mama told you that Clyde was gonna eventually go in the freezer, correct?
Yeah, but I still didn't.
Yeah. She's on a pigitarian diet right now, that's what she calls it, because she said until Clyde is out of our freezer, she is not eating any pork that we make in this house. But by the time we get through him, we'll probably be on next year's pig, so hopefully that'll change and she'll understand that this is why we do what we do, because the animals provide food for us. So, do you have anything else to say about death? Mama was talking about how the sun was killing her garden. That's a death. But, next year, Mama's learned that she's just going to have to put up shade cloth, and just like with animals, we just keep trying until I don't think we'll ever become experts on it. We'll continue to learn every time we get a new animal. But we didn't know anything about pigs when we got one, but we kept him alive and he did great. And he was fat, very fat. So, yeah. So, that's what we wanted to talk about today was death. So, stay tuned.